On the subject of the Old Testament, it's my personal opinion that the most imperative book in the Old Testament is the book of Isaiah, and it can be located in an area of the Bible that's referred to as the book of the prophets. In my defense, and I'm sure it doesn't make me sound like a very good Christian or the person to be teaching this, but I'm just telling you stuff off the top of my head because we're transitioning right now, and all of my Bibles are in storage. I have, and I don't want to go into details about translations and whatnot because it's irrelevant. Either you get what I'm saying or you don't. Um, but anybody that wants to read the most important scriptures in the Bible as pertains to Christianity, anyways, should read the 53rd chapter of Isaiah. And in this chapter, you'll have the expectations of Christ explained to you thoroughly. And you don't have to go and look in the New Testament to see what the important to see the correlation. You don't. It's my opinion that after you read Isaiah, as far as theology goes, and as far as proving to yourself the requirements of Christ, I think you're going to have a pretty firm grip on it. And I think anybody that takes time to read it will too. It has its own thing going. And that's one of the that's one of the mysteries of this here book that sometimes we question and sometimes we don't, is that there are truths in there for sure. And if you're like me and you're interested in truth, then you're gonna end up looking through this book, man, and it's in there. There's truth in there. There's truth all over it. But there's also a bunch of people that didn't want you to necessarily have the truth, or that had reasons to keep the truth to themselves. They were playing the silent game. These things have been passed down to us basically in the forms that they've arrived. You know what I mean? And whoever had it before us, we are at their mercy as far as what they reveal through what they've put in these books. But I'm going to tell you that one important thing, if you're going to get out there and be a Christian and you don't want to look like a fucking fool, here's an important point. A lot of people think that the first person to die for the faith was Jesus, or one of the saints, or someone that directly pertains to the time period that we think of when we think of Christ. And I'm going to let you know that one of the very first martyrs for Christendom that got killed for speaking about the coming of Christ was Isaiah, and it just so happens that he was sawed in half for the truths that he spoke. And and that's why he holds a dear place in my heart. And if he doesn't in yours, read him a little bit, man, and you might find yourself identifying with him in more ways than you think. It speaks for itself, but I'm going to hold to it. What I said at the beginning of this little recording is that Isaiah is there's other books of the Bible that are real helpful, but if you want to justify being a Christian, you don't have to get out of the book of Isaiah, because it's all up in there, all the proofs in there, all the outcomes, the things that we're experiencing today. Isaiah knows what he's talking about. I mean, I guess they don't call him prophets for nothing.